Assalamu alaikum dear students. In the last lecture of chapter 2 mathematical methods, we have studied about vector operations. Let's proceed the chapter. Now the next topic we have resolution of vectors. As a vector can be written as a sum of two or more vectors along a certain fixed direction. For example, vector v can be written as vector v is equal to v1 alpha cap plus v2 beta cap plus v3 gamma cap. As we know that a vector is also to be written as a product of magnitude of a vector and a unit vector along a given direction. So over here vector v is to be written as a sum of these three vectors along a fixed direction, where alpha cap, beta cap and gamma cap, which are the unit vectors along the chosen direction there, and v1, v2, v3 are known as components of vector v along these three directions. Give this equation as number 1. So, we can say that the process of splitting a vector into its component is called as resolution of vectors. As over here, a vector v is to be splitted along its given direction into its component. Like one of the component is v1, which is to be directed as per the direction given by alpha cap, as well as the vector v is to be splitted into a component v2 whose direction is given as per the direction of the beta cap, and similarly the vector v is to be splitted into its component v3 along the direction of gamma cap. So we can say that this process of splitting of a given vector into its component is called as resolution of vectors there. And the components that can be found along the direction at any required angles. But if these components are found along the directions which are mutually perpendicular, they are called as rectangular components. As in this figure, it is given the vector r is given, which is originating from the point O to the point C, it is directed, and here we are considering the resolution of the vector r along x axis and y axis. As in this figure, the components are to be found along the directions which are mutually perpendicular, hence they are called as the rectangular components. As we are considering the resolution of the vector r along x and y axis, as this x and y axis is mutually perpendicular to each other, so we can say that the components which are to be found along these directions which are perpendicular to each other are called as the rectangular components. So let us see how we find the rectangular components in 2 dimensions. First of all, we are considering the vector r is equal to vector OC, and this is to be originate from the origin of a rectangular coordinate system as shown in this figure. Now from the point C, we are supposed to drop a perpendicular that meet at the x-axis and at the y-axis. So when we are dropping a perpendiculars from the point C and it meets the x-axis at a point A. Similarly, the perpendicular should be dropped to the y-axis which meet at a point B there. And hence, we can write the value OA and also the vector OA is equal to Rx vector, as this Rx is nothing but the component of the given vector along x-axis. So, vector OA represents the vector Rx. Similarly, vector OB represents the vector Ry, as this Ry is nothing but the component of the vector R along the y-axis. So, we can say that this Rx vector and Ry vector being the components of the vector OC along x and y axis respectively. Then next here we are supposed to complete the parallelogram of vectors there. As when we complete the parallelogram, so we are getting OBCA, parallelogram OBCA we are obtaining over here. And we can say that the vector R is equal to vector Rx plus vector Ry. We are applying the triangle of vector addition, and hence as per the triangle of vector addition, vector AC is parallel to vector OB, as these are the opposite sides of the parallelogram there. So, the value of vector AC is equal to vector Ry. Similarly, vector BC is parallel to vector OA. Hence, we can say that the vector BC having the same value as that of the vector OA, that is Rx vector. So, when we are considering any triangle, either OCA or OBC, as we know that when we are adding the two vectors together, so as per the triangle of vector addition, it follows the commutative law there. So, we can say that if we are considering the vector OCA, so here we can write as the resultant vector OC is equal to vector OA plus vector AC as per the triangle of vector addition, and hence vector R is to be written as Rx vector plus Ry vector. So, here we are supposed to write down the equation vector R is equal to vector Rx plus vector Ry. Give it equation number 2. Then in the next step, we are supposed to write down the value of vector Rx and vector Ry in terms of its unit vector. So, vector Rx is to be written as product of magnitude of this vector, which is Rx only, and the unit vector along the x-axis, which we are considering as I cap. So, the value of Rx vector we can write as Rx into I cap. Similarly, vector Ry is to be written as product of magnitude of vector Ry, which is Ry only, and the unit vector along the y-axis, which is the j cap. So, Ry vector can be written as Ry into j cap there. So, in the next step we are supposed to write vector R is equal to Rx R cap plus Ry j cap. Give it equation number 3, where I cap and j cap are unit vectors along the x and y axis respectively, and rx and ry are the magnitudes of the two components of vector r. Now next, let's consider theta be the angle made by the vector r with x-axis, and hence as we had already drop a perpendicular from the point C that is to be meet at the x-axis at a point A. So we can consider this right angle triangle OCA and take the value of cos theta, which is nothing but adjacent upon hypotenuse. As in this triangle OCA, the adjacent is the vector OA and hypotenuse is the vector OC. Here we are supposed to write down the value of this cos theta, and we are taking the magnitude of these two vectors, and the magnitude of the vector OA is Rx and of the vector OC is R there. So we can write cos theta as Rx upon R, and by using this we can write the value of Rx, which would become R into cos theta. So Rx is to be written as R cos theta there, give it equation number 4. Similarly, in the same triangle we can take the value of the sin theta, as the sin theta is nothing but opposite upon hypotenuse. The opposite is vector AC, hypotenuse is vector OC. Hence we can write the value of sin theta as magnitude of the vector AC, which is equal to magnitude of the vector OB, which is equal to Ry, and the magnitude of the vector OC is R there. So sin theta is to be written as Ry upon R, and by using this we can write down the value of Ry, which is R sin theta. Ry is to be written as R into sin theta there, give it equation number 5. Now in the next step we are supposed to square these two equations number 4 and 5, and we are supposed to add these two equations there after taking the squaring. So first of all we have to take the square of the equation number 4 and square of the equation number 5, and after doing the squaring we have to add those equations. So here we can say that square of the equation 4 will become Rx square is equal to R square cos square theta, and in the equation 5 the squaring will gives us Ry square is equal to R square sin square theta. Now we are supposed to add the squaring of these two equations. So it becomes R square cos square theta plus R square sin square theta. Here we are supposed to do the addition of the squaring of the equation number 4 and 5 is equal to Rx square plus Ry square. So we are getting R square cos square theta plus R square sin square theta is equal to Rx square plus Ry square. Now in the left hand side, as we are taking the common R square, so in the bracket it is left with cos square theta plus sin square theta, and the value of cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So we can write in the next step R square into 1, which will remains as 1 only, is equal to Rx square plus Ry square. And after that we are supposed to take the square root of the equation there, which comes to us R square will be R only when we are taking its square root, and Rx square plus Ry square when we are taking its square root. So it is to be written as square root of Rx square plus Ry square. So the next step we have to write r is equal to square root rx square plus ry square and give it equation number 6. Now, this equation number 6 gives the magnitude of the vector r. Now, let us find the direction of the vector r when we are considering the same figure. To determine the direction of the vector r there, actually we have to find out the value of this theta. And again we have to consider the right angle triangle OCA and take the value of tan theta there, which is opposite upon adjacent. So, the opposite is the vector AC whose magnitude is ry and adjacent is vector OA whose magnitude is rx. So, we can write down the value of tan theta as ry upon rx. And finally, we are getting the value of theta by using which we can give the direction of the vector r. And this theta will become as the tan inverse of ry upon rx. Give it equation number 7. Here we had seen the vector r is to be resolved into its two components along x and y axis, and the magnitude of the vector r is to be given as square root of rx square plus ry square, where rx and ry are the magnitudes of the two components of vector r. And the direction of the vector r is to be given by the equation theta is equal to tan inverse ry upon rx. So, similarly, if the vector r is to be resolved into the rectangular components along x, y and z axis, so there we have to give the component along the x axis as rx vector, component along the y axis as ry vector and component along z axis as rz vector. So, these rx vector, ry vector and rz vector are also the rectangular components of vector r along the x, y and z axis of the rectangular Cartesian coordinate system in 3 dimensions, where x, y and z axis are mutually perpendicular to each other. Then the magnitude of the vector r is to be obtained by means of the same method. First of all, the vector r is to be resolved into its 3 components, rx vector plus ry vector plus rz vector. Then this is to be written in terms of its unit vector. So, we have to take rx vector as product of magnitude of the rx vector into its unit vector along the x axis, which is I cap. So, it becomes rx into I cap, where rx is the magnitude of the vector rx, and ry vector is to be written as ry into j cap there, where the ry is the magnitude of the vector ry and j cap is the direction along the y axis. Similarly, rz vector is to be written as rz into k cap, where rz is the magnitude of the vector rz and k cap is the direction along the z axis. So, vector r can be written as rx I cap plus ry j cap plus rz k cap, and hence the magnitude of the vector r can be written as square root of rx square plus ry square plus rz square, and give it equation number 8, where rx, ry and rz are the magnitude of the 3 components of the vector r. So, if we are having the resolution of the vector into the 2 components, so the magnitude is to be written as square root of rx square plus ry square. That means here we have to take the magnitude of the components along the direction, and their squaring are supposed to be added, and then we have to take its square root. And if the vector is to be resolved into 3 components. So in the same way, we can determine the magnitude of the resolved vector as square root of rx square plus ry square plus rz square. Now let us have the special case. If two vectors are equal, it means that their corresponding components are also equal. Then here we can say that, for example, the two vectors, vector A and vector B is given, and these two vectors are equal. So we can write vector A is equal to vector B. As vector A is to be resolved into its 3 component, so it is to be written as Ax I cap plus Ay j cap plus Az k cap is equal to vector B, which is to be written in terms of its unit vector and components there. So it will be written as Bx I cap plus By j cap plus Bz k cap. Then over here, as we had considered the two vectors are equal, that means that the corresponding components are also equal. So the corresponding components are equal, that means along the x axis, the component of vector A and vector B are equal. So we can write Ax is equal to Bx. Similarly, along the y axis, the components of vector A and B are equal. So we can write Ay is equal to By. And finally, the components of the vectors A and B along the z axis is also equal. So we can write Az is equal to Bz. So if the two vectors are equal, it means that their corresponding components are also equal. Then we can say Ax is equal to Bx, Ay is equal to By, and Az is equal to Bz. So this is all about the resolution of vectors. Now let's have example 2.4. Find a unit vector in the direction of the vector 3i cap plus 4j cap. Here we have to determine the unit vector. Let's see the solution. First of all, we are considering the given vector 3i cap plus 4j cap as vector v. We are writing as vector v is equal to 3i cap plus 4j cap. As we know that the vector is to be written as the product of its magnitude and the unit vector along a given direction. Here we have to find out the unit vector. That means first of all we should know what is the magnitude of this vector v. So first let's determine the magnitude of vector v, which is to be written as modulus of vector v is equal to, for determining the magnitude of any vector, we have to write down the square root of addition of squares of the component in a given direction. So the magnitude of vector v we are writing as square root of magnitude along the x-axis, that is Vx is given as 3. We have to take its square and hence writing 3 square. Then put the plus sign. And the magnitude along the y-axis over here is given as plus 4, that is Vy is plus 4. Take its square and write over here 4 square. So we are writing it as square root of 3 square plus 4 square. As 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. 9 plus 16 is 25. So in the next step we have to write square root of 25 there. And we know that the square root of 25 is nothing but the value of square of 5, and square root of square of 5 will be 5, or simply we can say that square root of 25 is 5. So here we are obtaining the magnitude of vector v, that is 5 there. Now let's write down the equation. The vector v is to be written as product of magnitude of the given vector into unit vector there. So we can write vector v is equal to alpha cap into magnitude of vector v, where this alpha cap is nothing but the unit vector along the vector v there. Now let's substitute the value after rearranging the equation, as alpha cap is to be written as vector v upon magnitude of vector v. So we can write alpha cap is equal to vector v upon magnitude of vector v there. Vector v is 3i cap plus 4j cap. Substitute the value over here, and it is to be divided by magnitude of vector v, that comes to us as 5. So here we are writing as 3i cap plus 4j cap divided by 5. In the next step, we are separating the denominator as per the unit vectors. So unit vector alpha cap is to be written as 3 upon 5 I cap plus 4 upon 5 j cap. So the unit vector in the direction of vector 3 I cap plus 4 j cap is 3 upon 5 I cap plus 4 upon 5 j cap. Let's have an example 2.5. Given vector A is equal to I cap plus 2 j cap and vector B is equal to 2 I cap plus j cap, what are the magnitudes of the two vectors? Are these two vectors equal? Here two vectors, vector A and vector B, is given in magnitude and direction. We have to determine the magnitudes of these two vectors, as well as we have to find out either these two vectors are equal or not. Now let's see the solution. As the magnitude of any vector is to be determined by taking the square root of addition of squares of its magnitude along a given direction. That is the square root of addition of squares of magnitude in a given direction. As the vector A is resolved into two components, and hence over here the magnitude along the x-axis is given as 1, and I cap is the direction for this magnitude, and along the y-axis the magnitude is 2 and j cap represents the direction of it. So here the magnitude of vector A we have to write first of all in the modulus. Modulus of vector A is equal to, then we have to take the square root of magnitude along the x-axis, we have to take its square. Here as it is 1, so we have to write as 1 square. Then put a sign of plus. Then the magnitude along the y-axis is given as plus 2. Take the square of this magnitude, so it is written as 2 square. Then in the next step, we have to take the square root of 1 square plus 2 square, as 1 square is 1 and 2 square is 4. So 1 plus 4 is 5. So square root of 1 square plus 2 square will be given result as square root 5. So this square root 5 is the magnitude of vector A. Similarly, we can find out the magnitude of vector B. So here we have to take the square root of the magnitude along the x-axis is given as 2. We have to take its square, write down in the square root, that is square root of 2 square. Now put a sign of plus. Then the magnitude along the y-axis is given as 1, as it is 1 into j cap. So the magnitude along the y-axis is 1, take its square there. As it is plus 1, take its square, and hence we are writing as 1 square. Then we have to solve it, as 2 square is 4 and 1 square is 1. So 4 plus 1 is 5, as this summation is there in the square root. So we are getting the result of square root of 2 square plus 1 square as square root 5. So the magnitude of vector B we are obtaining as square root 5. Then after determining the magnitude of two vectors that we are obtaining as root 5 for each vector, we have to find out either these two vectors are equal or not. So for that purpose, as we had determined that the magnitudes of vector A and vector B are equal, but the component along x axis and y axis are different. As for the vector A, the component along the x axis, that is Ax, we are having 1, and component along x axis for the vector B, that is Bx, is 2. So we can say that Ax is not is equal to Bx. Similarly, the component along the y axis for the vector A is 2, that is Ay is equal to 2, and the components along the y axis for the vector B is 1, that is By is equal to 1. So here also Ay is not is equal to By. But we are getting the magnitude of vector A and vector B, that is root 5, is same, but their corresponding components are not equal, that is Ax is not is equal to Bx and Ay is not is equal to By. Hence we can say that the given two vectors are not equal. Only their magnitudes are equal, but the corresponding components are not equal, and hence we can say that the two vectors are not equal. So here we have studied about resolution of vectors. The chapter will be continued next time in the next lecture. Thank you.